Hello and welcome to your day 20 of productivity actions. For 20 days, 20 working days, you have taken an action for greater productivity. So I'm hoping that that is indeed what has happened for you, and you are going to take day 20 and celebrate. We often don't celebrate. Actually, in one of my coaching sessions for my coach, when I was working with a coach, she asked me to create a list of celebrations, and I was like, okay. It was challenging. So I'm not going to ask you to go out and celebrate, although that would be really great if you wanted to do that, however way it looks for you. But just really throw up your arms and say, Yahoo, I did it. I did 20 days of productivity actions, or however many days you did. It doesn't matter if you just did one, who cares? You did something. But if you followed along for 20 days, congratulations. So I'm going to recap, and I'm going to read it because I want to make sure I am right on point with what I wrote. Day 1 was to determine what you have to work with. So how much time do you have to work? And then you were really clear on, okay, I know I'm not working 9 to 5. That we dispelled that illusion really fast, right? Like Han Solo would say, a delusion of grandeur. Day 2 is you took inventory of what you were doing, like what specifically in your business or in your life are you doing. On day 3, you estimated your time. How long do you think things took you to do? Day 4 is you created clarity. So you got really clear on, I do marketing. What marketing? I do Instagram, TV, videos. I post to Instagram. You got very specific. That's my lunch, just so you know. That was the beat. Day 5, this was the fun part. And for some of you, it was. Some of you wrote to me and said, this was not fun at all, but I was really glad I did it. So day 5 was you established your RGAs and your NRGAs. And those were your revenue generating activities or actions and your non-revenue generating activities or actions. Day 6 was now that you knew what you were doing and now you knew your actual actions, what brought you money or closer to the money and took you away from the money. You calculated your time precisely. So you got very clear. It takes me X minutes or hours to do your activity. Day 7, now we're going to use that time accurately. Now we're going to look at the time that we are working, right? So we found out that perhaps we're not working 8 hours, perhaps we only have 7 to work or 6, or some of you found out you had less, and that was a little scary too, but knowledge is power. So now you take your time and you put it, your action, and put it into your time. So then number 8, day 8 was, I'm just making sure I'm on point. Day 8 was prioritization. Now we're going to prioritize. So what's the first thing I need to do? If you have a customer coming in or you have a client or you have a meeting or a presentation, should you be updating the money? No. You should be preparing for that event, right? You should be doing the exact thing that's going to bring you to the next step. So you've got an appointment, you want to prepare for the appointment. You don't want to be scrubbing the bathtub. And some of you are doing that, I do know that. I've done that too. So day 9 was think tank time. You're going to take some time to think. Just think. Just sit and be quiet and think. And ideally, it's about your business, it's about your steps, it's about what you're doing, how you're doing. It can be a whole lot of things. And I only gave you just, 5 minutes maybe? But you want to expand that out as you go along, up to 30 minutes and then up to 60 minutes. By thinking, you can be thinking ahead and be able to actualize things even faster. So that was day 9. Day 10, you did a check-in. You looked back over the previous 9 days and said, okay, how am I doing? Where have I gotten? How much more productive have I been? How many things have I finished? What have I accomplished? What results have I got? Day 11 was now you're going to start to do one thing. And that's a big one. And I know I gave you the reference or the support of the One Thing book, and that's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to read. But just do one thing. Like, what's the one thing that will bring you closer to the money? And then you do that. Day 12 was to mind your mindset. You know, a lot of how we think in our head is the results we get. And if we maybe have a negative mindset, or we have a oh bother mindset, right? Who's that? Eeyore? Oh bother. Oh, that's Pooh, actually, right? Anyways, Eeyore of you know, a lot of what goes on between here and here, our two ears, can make or break us. So you are looking at that mindset. How was it? Looking at, you know, in terms of prior productivities, how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about everything in your life? How we do one thing is how we do most things, pretty much everything. So if you're thinking about in business, like, oh, ho hum, more than likely in your life, you might be thinking that. And if you're not, and if you're good in one area, how can you bring it to good in the other area to be successful there? And then on day 13, you contained your time. So now we really took those time blocks or chunks, and I like to call them containers, because in my brain, and I showed you containers, it's finite, right? Like if we just say, oh, I've got all day, well, that feels like, oh, I've got all day, I can do anything I want, but we really don't. So containing the time and then putting our tasks into that container. Day 14 was we eliminated the time wasters. So now we started to see, okay, I am really wasting time going on social media, or I'm really wasting time doing something that I really don't need to do. The RGAs and NRGAs probably came into play here too as well. Day 15, we ignored the bright, shiny objects, or at least we're beginning to. So when something new comes along, we don't just hop down that rabbit trail. We take a pause. We might write it down. I believe I use the term put it on a parking lot. So you have it, but you don't actually dive into it. Day 16 was find your motivation, because we said motivation will not find you. You have to find it. Day 17 was to choose the right tools. So now we got into a little bit of specifics of calendar and equipment and tools and tricks, apps, and the like. So things that make you more productive, help you be more productive. Let's see, day 18, we created a supportive environment. And we looked at our working space and we said, okay, is this supporting me? Is this not supporting me? Do I need to clean it up? Do I need to change it? I'm not sure if I told the story, but I had a client and her office was in the basement and she was really struggling. She was getting aggravated. And so she talked to her family. They never used their dining area. And she decided she sold her dining room set and she moved her whole office upstairs. And I think it was maybe not even a week, she brought on several clients. I can't remember what it was, the story that I told you in the on the blog, but she brought in new clients, and that just started the role for her because her environment was now supportive. She had light, she really liked it, it was open, it was air, it was supportive for her. Day 19 was we asked for support, or we're looking at asking for support. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small, but you cannot do everything. I have tried it, so many other people have tried it, and it doesn't work. If you want to do everything, then you got to knock a lot of things off. You got to say, okay, this is the only thing that I'm doing, and this is where I'm spending my time. Eventually, you want to think about looking around and asking for support, and I gave you a few tips on how to do that. And today, here we are, day 20. Day 20, we have made it through the whole series for February. Tomorrow is February 29. It is an extra day. I hope you're going to do something really special and exciting. And it's a Saturday. You don't even have to work. How exciting is that? Continue to follow me on the blog. I will continue to add some tips. I will do an Instagram TV, thinking perhaps Mondays. Write to me what worked for you, what didn't. Kim@kimravita.com. And the blog is on kimravita.com/blog. If you have any tips, I would love to hear them because we all approach things from a different perspective, a different point of view. I've given you some things to start implementing if they work for you. But if you have something, I want to hear about it, because the more we can share, the more we can help ourselves all be more productive. Guess what? The more things we're going to get done, the more results we're going to get, and the more we'll be able to live and help and share and support our communities and bring some really good things into the world. All right, it's been my pleasure to give this to you, and I hope you have taken something from it, and I hope you have a fantastic extra day in February, and I will see you soon. Bye now.